Thank you, dear beloved people, for joining us on the American Muslim Mission in Focus. This is a program that is designed to bring you valuable information that will improve the life of you and your family. We have a special guest with us today, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with our guest. He is the resident Imam of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Masjid in Chicago, Illinois. His name is Imam W. Dean Mohammed. He is a Muslim world leader, and he is the leader of the American Muslim Mission, the largest Muslim community in the Western Hemisphere. The American Muslim Mission was formerly known as the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was his father. The teachings of the Nation of Islam was not in accord with the Holy Quran, as we have come to understand since Imam W. Dean Mohammed has taken over the leadership of the community. So our object today is to try and make you understand, or help you to understand, that we are on the true path of al-Islam. And we want you to understand what the true teachings are. It'll make better relationship between all of the people in our communities. So, Imam Mohammed, I would like to welcome you to our program.
Thank you, Imam Kamaluddin. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Now, I would like to talk about community building, establishing communities. And I know that we are in the process of establishing a Muslim community. Now, the first thing I'd like to know is, what is the value of establishing a Muslim community? And what principle would we establish such a community on?
Yes, the value is in the great opportunity for living a Muslim life. When you're living alone, it's very difficult to live your religion with great ease. It's a strain when you're living alone. Our religion is not a religion for an individualist.
Right.
It's religion for a person who identify in community. And really, you know, the expression Ummatul Islamiyya means Islamic community. And God says in the Quran that you are the best community raised up for the good of all people.
Right.
You see, so community is emphasized in our religion, that Muslims should live his life in community. There's no way to live the Islamic life except in a community. Now, we come to our mosque, our masjid, for worship, for prayers. We come there, and we're given the opportunity to sometime dine together. We have pioneers in the community, you know, in Chicago and in many places here in Houston. They used to do it. Perhaps they're still doing it. Who prepare meals, and we eat together, and we worship. We have worship together. We eat dinner together. But that's not enough. If you live together in a community, then you share the burden of community life with each other. And that's important for Muslims. So the value is to have better opportunity to live your religion as it should be lived, community life. And the principle is La ilaha illallah. Worship but one God. There is but one God, Muhammadur Rasulullah, and Muhammad is his messenger. That's the principle. As we know, that principle is tied to the other essential structures, our pillars of the faith, of the religion, pardon me, that make it possible for us to live it in a community life. There is but one God. Muhammad is the messenger of God. Peace be upon the Prophet. He was teaching his followers, and he said, Buni al-Islam ala khamsin. The religion of al-Islam is built upon 5 essentials. And he said they are to believe in but one God, and to profess one God, and Muhammad is his messenger, and to pray, make salat. For us, praying is not just doing this or this.
That's right.
But prayer is reciting the word of God and submitting the whole life to the word of God in the steps we call rak'ah, and doing it 5 times a day. So here we have an obligation to profess the oneness of God, and to acknowledge Muhammad as the messenger and the last messenger of God, and with it a discipline called prayer, salat, that require that we bring our spirit and our morality and our physical body and everything into a daily discipline that's 5 times a day. And Muslims practice it all together. So here we feel, you perhaps have wanted to lose weight, right?
Right.
And you wanted a partner to go with you, right?
That's right.
It's hard to lose it by yourself.
That's right.
So when you know that Muslims are doing the same thing you're doing, whether he's next door or he's in another country, we know that Muslims are doing the same thing. So we're not doing this alone. We do the 5 daily prayers. We are doing those prayers with millions and millions, hundreds of millions of Muslims on this planet. But it's better when you can, although we got that benefit, it's much better when you know that the people in your neighborhood are doing it.
That's right.
The brother next door.
That's
you can
right.
call the prayer. That's what we want. We don't have it. But we want a situation where we can hear the call to prayer, and we don't have to go and catch a bus or go a long ways. We walk right out our doors, me and my neighbor. He's a Muslim too.
Yeah.
And we walk, families, we walk right out our doors and go to the place conveniently in our neighborhood, and go there and worship and return to our homes. So if the Muslim live in close proximity, then their religion can be lived in its fullest sense. But when we are scattered about, I have to go for miles to meet another Muslim, to do prayers together in congregation. Then that's difficult.
It is.
And he said also, charity is one of these 5 essentials. To give in charity. When Muslims live in a community with each other in the same neighborhood, then we can know each other's needs.
That's right.
Quicker and better.
That's right.
You see, but when we're living so far apart, one may be suffering, we don't know about it. Many people, as God says in His holy book, and give also to those who don't ask because of their dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
You see, so there are many poor people who won't ask for help. They're shame. Shame prevents them from begging or asking for help. But if you live in close proximity,
That's right.
you know the state of your brother
That's
next door.
right.
You know,
You can see it.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
much better. And then he said the fasting. Well, fasting and going to break fast together, we do that.
Oh, yeah.
And how we enjoy it.
Oh,
but how
yeah.
much better it would be if we were right in the same neighborhood.
That's right.
Fasting and seeing each other. Assalamu alaikum, brother. And greeting each other daily. And smelling the cooking pot, and sharing in it. And living
right.
next door. It's just much better to live in a community. Now, the Muslim shouldn't put so much emphasis on his community life that he forgets that really the earth is God's mosque.
That's right. Because that was my next question.
Yes, and pilgrimage also. Pilgrimage, we leave together and go make pilgrimage to the Holy House in Mecca,
Right.
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's
There,
beautiful.
together. But even that would be enjoyed more, I believe, by us if we were going as a community that lived close to each other.
True. True. Because I know there was one year that so many of us in our community made it together, although we didn't live necessarily so close to each other. But when we went together, it was much more enjoyable.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we had somebody there we feel we know.
That's right.
And it's just
It is.
better,
Yes,
Yeah.
community life is the life of man.
Our time is very short. When we get to talking, it goes by
It goes
fast.
as fast, I know.
So it's something I want to ask you about before
Right.
we get too far. The land that we bought in Sedalia. I know that at one time you had mentioned that we were going to thinking of it as a site to establish a Muslim community.
Yes.
Are we still thinking of doing that? Are we still going to use that land?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. In fact, we're looking more to Sedalia now because we have the land. It's 40 acres, about 40 plus acres. And we were hoping first to establish a national boarding school there.
Oh, yeah.
The original plan was for national college training
Right, I remember.
for the teachers of the our schools, Claire Muhammad schools.
Right.
We still hope for that, but that was a bit more difficult to realize, and we think that we can easier right now. It'd be more practical for us to establish a national high school, boarding high school.
Right.
That will give the parents an opportunity to send the teenagers, the youngsters, to that area where they have better environment, protected from a lot of the problems of the big city like Chicago and
I can see why that would really
Detroit
be
and Los Angeles, these big cities, to get the high school education, and it will also accommodate a program for teacher training that will eventually, we hope, evolve into a college.
Right.
College. But we are looking to that land, and we have applicants who would like to live there. In fact, we already have approved a few people. They have moved there.
I see.
So we hope that it will be a little community. We don't want homes live too close together. We want to keep the character of the land around about us. You know?
That's right.
And I think we can have a small model, not a big one, but a small model of Islamic community life right there.
And that'll create a desire, more of a desire, and the rest of us to want to become a part of such things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, what about the land we have in Georgia? No, the land that we call Elijahville.
Yes, that's much more land.
Yeah, I know.
That's much more land.
That's about 4,600 acres.
Yes, it is.
Right.
About 4,600 acres. Yes, it's much more land.
That's enough to put a whole city there.
And a beautiful land. It's very beautiful. But the difficulty, is with the courts.
Oh,
Members of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's family claim many assets. They claim many properties, and we have been fighting it in court.
I see.
Yes, and the court has not given a decision yet that will permit us to utilize Georgia Farm, Terrell County Farm, which is at Georgia Muslim Farm in Georgia.
Because of that.
Because of that, tied up in court.
What reason do they give for feeling that they should do this?
Well, I don't. The members of the family, when they face financial difficulty,
I see.
no money coming in, because after all, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he gave assistance to many of his relatives.
I know. I'm aware of that.
Yes, but he required of them that they were productive in his organization too.
Yeah.
He didn't give assistance for nothing. They had to support, and many of them were actually working in some capacity.
Mm.
Now, when the change came, and we couldn't afford the load we had, the policy change, business policy changed, and also the policy regarding the collecting of contributions, or the getting contribution changed.
Right.
There was not a program to promote that anymore.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and we ended the program of promoting,
Right.
of having competition where members are given more. This member is encouraged
I see. Right. Okay.
compete with that member in giving to the community.
That created a problem.
And a regular preaching of give, give, give. That stopped.
Yeah.
So now the money is not coming in, but you still have the load that you had before.
I see.
So the people now, they're not getting that money. So they are desperate. Many of them desperate. I can understand their desperation. I can understand that situation.
That also
But
sounds like a test.
I have sympathy. I have sympathy for them.
Yes, sir.
But they have to find a way to manage without putting their weight on the back of another person.
That's right.
Who has the same situation or maybe a worse situation.
I see what
you see.
Yeah.
So the change in the policies brought about this situation where family members have to face financial difficulties.
Right.
Some of them were not affected, like Herbert Muhammad was established.
Right.
He wasn't affected, but the great majority of them were affected, and because of that, they have laid claims to many properties that were generally understood to be properties of the community.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
And the courts, I don't think they're interested too much in seeing one side or other getting their properties.
Right.
The courts, if they can, they will just prolong it and prolong it as long as there's a reason to. It seems that they just prolong it and prolong it. So the money is eaten up in lawyer fees and court fees, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
I have learned a lot about these probate cases since we have been in it. And most of the probate cases, the people put themselves in danger, you know, by not protecting themselves with the law. If you write a will should be written.
That's
and
true.
The
That's
will
true.
should be protected and preserved.
Yes.
And it saves you from the procedure, probate court procedure, you see. Since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if he wrote a will, it was not where it could be found and presented to the courts. Then it leaves everybody in this particular situation, you know. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I believe, he felt that he had established what properties belonged to him and his relatives, and what properties were community properties.
Right.
But
That's
that
right,
language doesn't stand up in the court. That's
I
the
see,
problem.
I see. But you know, there were so many things that took place over those period of years. Because see, I've been in the community about 25 years.
Yes, I know.
So the money that was asked for and was sent in, they mailed money in, and it was for a specific purpose.
Yes, that's true.
And it was made known that it was for community development.
Yes.
For everybody.
Yes, to build a
You see,
nation.
that was understood.
They said you
So I
say
don't see why in
build a
court they
nation.
should have any problem making any
Well,
decision when
well,
those things are obvious.
Like I said, if the legal language
Right.
is not there,
I see.
then you can't argue in court except on legal grounds and use legal language, you know. And you know how many avenues or how many routes you can take
True.
with legal
That's quite
language.
true.
Right.
And you know, I've heard a saying. It says that a thing in this world, a thing can be legally right but morally wrong,
Sure.
and morally right but legally
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
And I can see how
That's
that
this
works.
prolonged procedure in court that's tying up properties that can't be utilized.
Yeah.
And that's denying both sides the use of those properties. That's immoral. That's wrong.
Yes, it is.
But legally speaking,
They can do it.
it's right.
Yeah. I would like to ask you concerning getting back to the establishing of the community. Now, what is our relationship with people in other communities? Like we set up a community, then there's going to be people perhaps even close to us.
Certainly. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he established a community, an independent community in Medina. And the Prophet demonstrated to us how an independent Muslim society functions and operates. It gives the right of religious freedom to its subjects,
I see.
and in exchange for its subjects' support for the government as a protector of the interests of its citizens and secure of the peace. Its citizens then give it charity, pay taxes, right? They have to share in the tax burden
Right.
of that particular nation. And that particular government then also have to protect the rights of those citizens.
Yes.
And for a Muslim society, it includes protecting their religious rights. It is documented that the rights of the Jews and the Christians to worship as they had been worshiping. This was expressly put in the document, that they are to continue to worship as they have been worshiping, without any fear of threat from the Muslim community. So
I see.
the freedom of religion was documented for them. Now, if a Muslim is living as a community in a majority non-Muslim society, where the government is majority non-Muslim, therefore the rule or the law of the land is not Islamic, then if your government accord rights to the citizens, you expect the same rights, right?
Yeah.
So we expect in a civilized nation we will be given the freedom to practice our religion and to live our religion
That's
as it is dictated by
That's
God in the Holy Book.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
In exchange, shouldn't we pay taxes? In an exchange,
Yeah.
shouldn't we support the welfare and the national welfare?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And that means living at peace with your neighbors,
right.
whether they're Muslims or non-Muslims.
That's right.
Right. So if we just apply the same principles that was established under the leadership of our Prophet, peace be upon him, In our given situations, the Muslims should be able to coexist and live and prosper in any society that is civilized.
Mm-hmm. You know, I can see how what you're saying is good for everybody. Everybody should have this kind of understanding. It'll make a more peaceful society as a whole.
We're not that far apart.
No, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Because this Muslim believes in democratic institutions.
Mm-hmm.
The Muslim believes in doing good by his fellow man,
That's right.
all people. So actually, we're not that far apart. And that's why I believe that this land we call America is really a land that's going to bring the best out of all the great religious people. It's going to bring the best out of us. It's an opportunity for us to struggle together and learn to live with each other and
That's
cooperate
true.
with each other for the good of the whole society.
Yeah, it's like a proving ground.
It's a proving ground to bring the best out of all of us.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, our time is getting a little short, and this is a question that I really want to get in. What are some of the programs that have been established under your leadership in our community?
Well, I don't say a program, but some of the more cherished successes is number one, the establishment of the practice of the religion.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days, there was a confusion as to how this religion is to be practiced.
True.
There was a belief in Islam, a belief in Allah, but all that was confused because of the distance between us and the practice of the faith.
I see. Yeah, that's right.
So when you practice the faith correctly, then even your concepts come more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the best that we have achieved is the practice of the religion, as it's practiced by 1 billion Muslims
1 billion.
over the planet.
That's right.
And next to that, I would say our emphasis on education and our emphasis on personal and community responsibility. And that includes sharing the burden of American society, that we shouldn't accept that we exempt ourselves from a share in the burden of American society.
Right.
So whatever vices are threatening America, whatever racial ignorances are threatening America,
Yes.
whatever foreign enemies threatens America, if we're citizens of this country, we can find a way as Muslims to share the burden.
That's right.
Yeah. So we have properties we have bought, but I think those principles are more important than the land. We got land. We've purchased some land. We have a new library donated to us by the Saudi Arabian government. New library there in Chicago, American Muslim Mission Library. We're operating a high school in there now.
Beautiful.
Yes, we have a small high school, about 50-some students there. It's going very well. In fact, we have a teacher there now who has a doctorate degree in the sciences, chemistry and physics. So really, we have very excellent opportunity there in Chicago because of the facilities there in Chicago, which most of them are paid for, as you know, by poor members of the community.
Yes, yes.
The library is the only one that I could think of that was donated to us.
Right.
All the others paid for by poor members, by the poor
That's
members.
why I said there should be no doubt in the court that
No.
this property is community
There
property.
shouldn't be any doubt.
That's right.
But if God bless us, what we're going to do is convert many of these assets that were purchased under the old leadership and purchased under different economic times and situation.
Right.
We're going to sell them. We hope to get the good dollar for them, market dollar, and then use that money to reinvest in small towns like Sedalia, North Carolina,
Yes, that's beautiful.
perhaps in the different regions, south, east, west, you see, Midwest,
Right.
and invest where we can get a greater, I would say, return for our investment, and with less burden.
Yes.
Yeah, get more profit with less burden, and you can't do it now in these big cities that have so many problems.
I got one last question. We only got about a couple of minutes. But the thing that you've said so far, I can almost see the answer to this next question, what you've already said. There's a severe problem of crime in the society. And I wanted to ask you this, how can this be avoided in the Muslim community?
Yes.
I know it'd be pretty
All right.
hard to answer that quickly.
Yes,
but
yes. Well, we'll try. We have to find a way to become more informed, better informed, as to what is our responsibility as Muslims.
Yes.
There's specific responsibilities given to the man, the husband, the father, the mother,
Yes.
and the children.
Yes.
All of us under responsibility.
That's right.
So the more we learn our family obligation, family role obligations, the less crime we'll have in the Muslim family. And if you can take the crime out of the family, you can take it out of the neighborhood.
That's right. That's right. Because we've often said that the family is the foundation
Certainly.
of any society.
It is. It is.
If the
And that's-
family is healthy, the whole nation.
The whole
is healthy.
nation will be healthy.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, Buddy, ma'am, I sure want to thank you.
Well,
you know,
it's been a pleasure again.
for being on the program.
Been a pleasure again, and I
And,
think you have a wonderful program.
This information is going to be very valuable, and I've gotten a lot of compliments from people about our shows. So I thank you very much.
Well, I
brother.
hope come back again soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And dear beloved people, as usual, our time runs out, but we want to thank you very much for being with us. And as you know, we go to the last minute, so we have to go right out. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time, and assalamu alaikum. May the peace of Almighty God be upon you.
The American Muslim Mission in Focus. This program has dealt with the misunderstandings that exist in this country about the Muslim religion. We hope this program will bring about a better understanding of the religion of Islam.